Hello guys. Welcome. It's your girl Steph Perez. Welcome to tonight's live stream. I am not going to be before you guys long tonight, but I definitely wanted to make sure that I went live, had a couple of things on my mind, and as always, so stinking excited about the journey that I am on, all the things that are happening. And I just don't want to waste a day of going live and or connecting with my peeps and maybe any brand new peeps that are out there as well. Just to really share my genuine excitement, my love for what's happening right now, and to create either the awareness or a deeper sense of awareness about all that this wonderful industry called digital marketing has for each and every one of us. So I'm going to dive right in. So welcome. Say hello as you are popping on. So again, I'm so excited. I know I'm going live earlier than I usually do, but it's just been a long weekend. I know we have a holiday week ahead of us, and to me, that's all fine and well, but I still have a business to run. I still have things to do, and I still have messages to share. So excited. So as you can see, the title says from full-time nurse to six-figure digital marketer. You know, oftentimes when we've done what we've done for a certain length of time, I think like anything in life that's good, we tend to take it for granted. And oftentimes I sit back and I think about, you know, me being online for 16 years and being blessed to experience all that I've been, being blessed to experience all that I've been able to experience, you know, in this industry, that sometimes I forget, like really where I've started. I tell my story so much, and sometimes it feels like it just like rolls off my tongue. But the fact of the matter is, like, I think back, and I think for me, what it is I see people that are struggling, people that I know and people that I don't know, just all over the place, right? That are struggling, that just can't seem to connect the dots, that just can't seem to get this going. And I think back to, you know, working full-time as a nurse. And I think about how I've been able to learn these digital marketing skills to get me to a place of being able to have, you know, the kind of business that I have been able to grow for myself over the years. And to be able to say that once I was able to walk away and I replaced my income and I got to six figures, that I never had, you know, to look at going back. And it's all thanks to the development of these skills. And over the past, you know, couple of days, my past couple live streams, I've talked about how it blows my mind, because again, it's one of those things where like I really forgot the fact that there was a time where digital marketing really was kind of like this bro sport, where it was like, it was just the big name guys that we saw out there, you know, playing at a really high level and doing these things. And I remember learning from so many of them. To be quite honest with you, when I was like growing up in this industry, right, 2007, 2008, 2009, all of my mentors, matter of fact, were men. You know, young men, older men, they were all men. A lot of the people that I had bought my initial courses from, a lot of my digital marketing books, at that time, you know, you would buy a book, and a lot of times they actually send it to your home as well. So people like Mike Dillard, one of my still good friends in this space now, Val Smith. There's a lot of people that, you know, again, my very first early years, Frank Kern, still admire Frank Kern, one of my favorite people of all times when it comes to business, you know, right now, right? Grant Cardone. It's like, I've been inspired by so many men, right, actually in this space. And I think that oftentimes we don't realize how level the playing field is now. You know, people ask me, Steph, why are you deleting your email list and starting over? Because I need to. Right? Because I know the message I'm sharing, it's not connecting with the email list I have now. It breaks my heart, right? But it's not connecting. I in a lot of ways, yes, I feel like it's falling on deaf ears. And for me, I know the world is so much bigger in terms of people that need to understand like what we actually have at stake right now. Again, it's because I've been in this space for so long where I know not to take it for granted. I know that if we want something, that we can decide to go out there and we can decide to make it happen. That digital marketing is not this hard, complicated thing like it was so many years ago when we were all trying to figure this out. And again, the thing that made me realize this was watching so many women pop up on, social media that are sitting here doing six figures like in a few short months. We're talking like 3 months, $115,000, 5 months, $450,000. And what's really amazed me about a lot of these stories and about a lot of these success stories in my email, I said I was going to share something that I thought was really, really sad, is I've even noticed it within like my own email list. I've noticed it within like my own little, community. It's like you start talking and let me know if anyone out there is live and you feel this way. I'm not going to change myself because somebody might feel this way, but it really is sad when I thought about this. And I'm like, it makes so much sense why the failure rate is so high compared to the success rate, is because like people expect to fail. I'm going to explain what I mean by that. Is like, I look at a lot of the comments when women that I have been encountering are celebrating, like, hey, I earned, over the past month, I did 60,000, or even on my email list, right? When I talk about doing high 4-figure weeks, and I have people that like unsubscribe. I notice that when I share things like that, like my unsubscribes are a lot higher. Or I've noticed people that have like dropped off from like participating and like being like all gung-ho with the things that I've done, right? The more that I actually talk about financial wins and what I'm doing and how it's working out. And what I'm noticing in the comments, people are actually saying it, they have a disbelief. They will honestly go on someone's, their comments and say, no, you didn't. Right? No, you didn't earn that kind of money. No, that is not true. Why are you scamming people? The level of disbelief blows my mind, because it's like, why, if you want this, like if you are in business, why would you have such a high level of disbelief that someone who has decided to acquire the knowledge, invest in themselves, do what they're supposed to do with that investment and learn the actual skills, they apply the skills directly back to their business, right? They're showing up, they're prolific, and they're getting results, when all results are just their numbers. That's all it is. It's helping a certain amount of people see things the way that you see it, them having the same desire that you have. That's also what I feel like I lack right now with my current list. I'm like, I think the desire is a mismatch. Right. And I share these things, you guys, because again, and I've shared this before, as you're building your communities, you're building your tribes, it's so important, right, that you create this high sense of alignment with what it is that you want. And at all times, like you are making sure that whether it's your YouTube channels, whether it's your email list, whether it's your community, like whatever it is, that you continue to foster that high sense of alignment, because that is really how you're going to grow. Right? If you have an email list and people aren't buying from you, your email list is not profitable. If you have a YouTube channel and people are not buying from you, it's not a profitable YouTube channel. Same thing with an Instagram page or anything that you have, right? It's not profitable. It's not in alignment, right? Which means something has to change. So when I see like this high sense of disbelief, I'm like, it's no wonder why people are not achieving success for themselves, because they don't even truly believe it's possible. It's like people, and I've noticed this with certain people's marketing. It's like they take great pride in, crawling before you walk. Again, this incredible amount of disbelief behind the fact of that you can get started and you can start making a great deal of money really fast for yourself. Like you can start having great success. Never saying that work is not required or effort's not required. Never saying that, right? But to make someone feel like, oh, you work a full-time job. We know you have all these things going on, and it's okay to like planting these seeds of, it's almost like you're saying, like, for example, hey, Veronica, it's like I look at Veronica and I'm like, girl, I know you work a full-time job. Right. So if it takes you all year to go through the training and it takes you all year to put your system together, it's okay. Right. Because I know it's a great deal of work. So if I spoke to Veronica that way, Veronica wouldn't be out there the way that she is, right? Got set up, got started, got all these things going for her within 3 weeks. She wouldn't be out there doing her videos, doing the things that she's doing with the incredible amount of belief that she has, right? Again, it's again, apple doesn't fall far from the tree, right? Because I don't speak that language. I don't speak that. You need to, draw this out. No, we come in, we want to get it done. And for me, it's because like I understand not only what's at stake, but I understand what's possible. Right? I understand what is possible. Exactly, Veronica. Like I knew you would totally get that. Right? I understand what's possible. Therefore, that is what I speak. And if that means like people leave, that's just what it means, because I never want someone to think that it has to take longer than it does, or when things aren't popping off that it's okay. No, we've always got to be trying to figure out like what's not working and why isn't it working. And that's like that for me, right? That's exactly what I started looking at when I started seeing a lot of these women with like this explosive success. Right? Where I'm like, where this used to be a thing that was so hard to learn and people were investing thousands and thousands of dollars on simple courses to learn social media marketing or to learn digital marketing, to learn these things, right? And it's like now I personally have 2 courses that I get to sell, right? Both of them are so far under $1,000. It's ridiculous, right? One's for $500, one's for $340. And so it's like, no matter how someone wants to get started, they get positioned to learn digital marketing. They get positioned to learn social media marketing. They learn how to monetize themselves and monetize these platforms. It's no longer an excuse. Right. And so really what I wanted to do today, I was sitting at home tonight and I was actually planning out my week because this is the week where, and it's a holiday week, I know, where I'm also deciding to, get started with Instagram. So I have my brand new Instagram channel. I'm mapping out my content for the week. And I just a couple of thoughts came to mind that I really wanted to, share with you guys, because it's like the only reason like I've decided to like literally I'm starting from scratch on Instagram. So it's like the message that I share so much in my mentorship community about like sharing your journey and messaging. It's like I had to go back, and it's so much fun, but it's a great deal of work for me because I'm not showing up on a platform where I feel like I have authority. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm showing up where I have like no audience. I have like nothing. And it's like, okay, Steph, how do you start sharing your message, right? From like, and I had to sit down and I really had to think about it. And I'm like, what's your truth? Well, my truth is very simple. I'm a digital marketer that learned digital marketing skills, and I have a business, right, that I built that pays me 6 figures a year from YouTube, right? And so what I'm doing now is I'm talking about why I actually have come to Instagram. And do you know why I'm saying I came to Instagram? Because I want to show people that you can learn a new skill. So for me, I'm learning social media like in this really, really big way, right? You can learn a new skill, you can learn a new platform, right? That you can pivot and you can decide to create and grow a brand new income stream like anytime you want to. So it's like, I'm not showing up there talking about, I'm here to show you how to make money on Instagram, because I've never made money on Instagram. I've made money online. I've made money on YouTube, right? I built 6 figures a year on YouTube, but not on Instagram. So like, I know, like I'm going to be getting people's attention with the whole idea of like, yeah, like you were on YouTube. Like, why are you here? Right? You've made all that money on YouTube. Why are you here? Right? And so it's like, I have to get real with like, why am I here? Like, why am I doing this? Right. And so it's like so much of my messaging is around like how the person I bought this course from inspired me, how I saw her story of going from, decision to 115,000 in 3 months. Right. And how, timing is an edge, and all these things that I picked up from her that just makes so much sense. I'm like literally using the inspiration that made me buy the course. And it's like to make this decision as like my everyday messaging. Right. And it's so exciting for me because it's like, I already know the success is there. The buyers are already there. The money's already there to be transacted. It's just me showing up, right, and creating this whole other business or this whole other part of my business right now on Instagram. And to me, that is so exciting. But you know why it's so exciting? Is because I know what all this represents. I know that digital marketing is huge. Let me ask you something. For you guys that are live with me right now, do you understand how big digital marketing is? Do you even understand what it is? Do you know how many people are coming to the internet wanting to learn it, desiring to learn it, knowing there's a lot of money to be made with it? And so many people think it's so much harder, right, than it really is. Most people don't even know that they can get their hands like on these courses, right, that are like next to nothing that can help totally turn their bank accounts around or give them a new way of life, give them a different way of earning. Right? Like if they are struggling in their profession, or their profession right now is taking a hit because of the economy, or they were laid off, or they're looking for something new. Like, I don't think sometimes people really understand like what this actually means and why it's so important, Veronica, that you get this started. Like, I don't think people, they don't take it personal, right? It's kind of like, I take it personal because I understand. And again, I'm realizing I got to take it more personal, right? Because I want to show more women of color that whatever this struggle is that you believe has to be there, like whatever you think that you got to prove that you can earn at this level first, and you got to make sales here before you can, decide to buy something that pays you more money, or like whatever the thing is, right? There's this struggle that I constantly hear. And honestly, that's one of the things that like breaks my heart, when it's like when you see people you want to help and they drop off because of the success you're having. You think success happens too fast, or is it triggering, or like what is it? And until we answer these questions, we're gonna perpetually be in this space where, right, we do struggle and we don't understand why, right? So for me, when I started seeing all these success stories, I'm like, we need more representation. And I'm not a person, this isn't a racist thing, but when I have a business that naturally attracts a lot of women of color, and I hear the struggle and I see the struggle, and we constantly are not positioning ourselves to make the moves, I realize that it comes from a place of right here. Because once you fix right here, it's funny how everything comes in alignment with you making the moves and decisions to get you to where you want to go. Again, all I had to do was read those things that I read, and it changed my whole mindset around why I must decide to like add this to my business, go in this way, like all these different things. It made so much sense because I realized it's not just about me, right? But again, it's a representation. And again, I do want people that decide to sit there and do nothing to say, wow, like Steph's right. She always says time's going to go by anyways. And I do want people to sit there and say, she talked about 6 figures in 90 days and wow, she did it. Like that's not a prideful thing. I want to do it because I want people to realize it's the truth. Time goes by anyways. It goes by anyways. Why not decide to go big during that time? Right? And that's what we have our hands on right now with the simplification of digital marketing. Like, do you realize that's what we have our hands on, right? The roadmap 2.0, simplification of learning digital marketing and the business of online business. Passive Profits Millionaire, simplification, right, in digital marketing and social media, right, monetizing our brands and digital products on social media specifically. Please write this down. Simplification in learning these things. That's what it is. It's simplification. That is why, right, these women have been able to get started and do so well, because what used to be complicated, what used to be feeling like you had to learn a gazillion steps has been simplified, right, by people like Zach and Hannah and people like Haley that have basically taken their visions, taken the success that they've had, right, packaged it. You guys, that's all that digital products are. That's all course creation is. That's all our content is about, is packaging, right, things that have worked well for us, knowledge that we have, right, and allowing other people to access it, right, so that they can get results in a simplified way without having to start from scratch, right, or without having to reinvent the wheel, right? Please write that down. Like, I want that to be a part of your messaging in terms of what it is that we do. And that's how I view these courses, right? We simplify. When I sent out that email today and I talked about the sales that I was able to make, right? I wasn't lying. I said, because people saw, again, there are people that have been in my world where it's like the 500 didn't make sense for whatever reason. I talk about 340, it's a whole different world. They were able to take action. Do you know how that makes me feel? It's like, because I realize I'm not a product, I'm a company, I'm a brand. Right. And I'm here to solve problems, and to know that I was able to help the volume of people I was able to help in just a day or two, because I had the guts to bring something to the market that makes sense for people. And that, again, simplifies, right, the way that we get to learn digital marketing, right? And develop these skills to bring back to the marketplace to let other people know, hey, if someone like myself, right, can do this, you can learn it too. I'm not saying you can do what I did, because you've got to want to do what I do and do what I did, but you can get access to the knowledge that I have, and you can decide to develop these skills in a simplified way. What took me so many years, right? You get to learn this in a simplified way. Yo, like it just really brings it home and allows us to realize like what we actually have our hands on, right? And here's the thing, it's only growing. This isn't something that's reached saturation. I don't believe in saturation. But instead, we need to start looking at it as timing is an edge. Because if you were to go out there, and this is kind of like a little bit of training, if you were to go out there and to start talking about like master resale rights or something specific, you're going to narrow your audience. Because there's not a lot of people in the big scheme of things that really understand what that is, right? Like your next door neighbor who might be laying awake at night, right? Oh my gosh, I would love to make money online, right? I would love to learn this stuff. I hear people, they talk about making money on Instagram. They talk about these digital products. That's what they know, right? And so it's like we have secrets here. It's like we have best kept secrets, right? With these digital products, that's how I feel. With these courses, I feel like I have a best kept secrets, where the person looking to make money online and the person looking to start an online business, I'm like, hey, did you know there's an easier way to learn all this stuff and an easier way to begin making money, where you don't have to go out there and create courses or create products or, do all of this stuff that you had to do before. You want to start an online business? I have an easier way. Let me introduce you to the world of digital marketing, or let me introduce you to the world of social media marketing, or let me introduce you to the world of digital products through the way of master resale rights. Steph, tell me more. What does that mean? Right? And now I get to blow their mind again with simplicity on how they can learn this stuff, begin applying it to immediately back to their business. Right? You guys realize on Instagram, that's a big part of my content creation, right? Is that as I'm learning these things daily, right? Because I talk about how I've been resistant to social media, right? And how, I love video. I love the simplicity of video. I've been resistant, but now I decided to learn it, right? And so it's like my story is my content. Do you not think there are other people out there that have had like that same resistance? Absolutely. And I'm going to show them how they can make reels where it's the way they want to do it and not dancing and all this extra stuff. I'm going to bring the same Steph Perez vibe, right, to Instagram and still do it my way, right? But I'm taking everything that I'm learning and I'm applying it there, right? So that I could be an inspiration to other people that might have thought they can't make money on Instagram either because they thought they had to do the jig and do all these extra things, right? So again, like we have simplification in our hands to help people realize like now is the time, right? And you can learn it. Right? You can learn it. Imagine if you got out there every single day and you just inspired, right, 5 to 10 people by saying you can learn this stuff. You can make money from this stuff. You could earn, a few hundred to several $1000s a week if you wanted to with this stuff. And here's how, right? Here's how. And then you show up every single day painting the possibilities, right? Painting the possibilities. Right? By sharing what you're learning, sharing your passion, sharing your love, doing exactly what it is that I do. Right? You can help other people. And when you help people, guess what? You make money, right? They buy from you, you make money. All right. So it's important that your experience, that you know this, your experience, your college level, your background, right? Your income, none of that matters, right? None of that matters. A big message that I want to start sharing with so many people is see bigger than the investment to get your hands on the course. See bigger than a year of I don't have, right? Because think about what that year could have held for you had you decided coming up with the investment to get your hands on the course was important. Think about how that year could be different for you based upon the information you could have access to and leverage and the opportunity you could have your hands on to actually sell, right? So none of the things matter that you think matter in terms of have no experience, fantastic, we'll train you, right? Our courses train you, right? I have no college background. Fantastic. I never went to college either. I just went to nursing school, and I didn't even go to university for nursing school. I went to vocational school for nursing school. I went specifically for nursing school, right? My background, wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I was raised in a single family home, single parent home. My mom worked extremely hard. Most of the time me growing up, she worked 2 jobs to support my brother and I. I didn't come from money or any of those kind of things. I didn't even come from an entrepreneurial background. Like literally, I don't know where I came from when it comes to all of that. No one in my family inspired me in terms of entrepreneurship. So I didn't have a calling for this in terms of that, right? Like I wasn't, well, I guess I did have a calling for it, right? But it was like, I wasn't influenced by anyone in my life. It was something I just always knew I was going to do something entrepreneur related ever since like high school, right? And again, y'all, I had like nothing when I got started. I was working full time as a nurse, right, in my early 30s, and financially things were rough. We could have been doing so much better financially. And getting started allowed us to do a lot of things early on, pay off things that, again, within months of getting started, you guys, months. So really, it's just a desire. And like I have shared so many times, I do what I do now because really who I do it for is the Steph Perez of 2007. What would she have loved to have known that this existed? Absolutely. She would have loved to have known that such an opportunity existed that could teach her all of this stuff and give her access to being able to sell it to other people, because that's already what I did in 2007, right? With a less valuable opportunity. Same vibe in terms of I learned from it and then I sold it to people, right? But I was making peanuts and I wasn't making as big of an impact as I could have made. I could have shortened people's learning curve had we had this. I could have shortened my own learning curve had I had this. So more often than not, it's easier for me to create content because I'm creating it for what I wish I would have had, right? Again, had this been a thing, I would have been like, sign me up. I would have found the money, whatever, because I would have understood what this represents, right? And it's easy to say, oh, you can say that stuff with hindsight. No, because then I wanted nothing more than to learn also. I wanted to learn this stuff, right? And that's why I said it's going to be my new way of life, no matter what I have to learn, no matter what I have to overcome. And again, think about this. When you've been in this space for as long as I have, imagine the amount of people that I've seen that have been in a gazillion different things, and they're still doing the same thing that they were doing for as long as I've known them. Like they've been, and it's not like by choice, meaning that's not what they really want, right? When they've been wanting to be like boss free or whatever, and they haven't been able. So like I'm telling you, I share this because like I know this is what's missing in so many people's businesses. They'll join opportunities, but they'll never really learn the business of online business or digital marketing, right? And that's what we have our hands on. Like it literally is the wave. BizOps is not the wave. Like that's not the wave of the future. People are coming online specifically looking to develop these digital marketing skills, how to use these different platforms to make money from, to sell from. You talk to any of the big guys out there, every single person I plug into, right, that earns millions a year, they will talk about the power of social media, right? The power of presence online, the power of branding, all of these things, right? It's all digital marketing, the power of building an email list, the power of communication, right? The power of content creation and messaging. They will all talk about it. And when you hear their stories of how they've created their success, it's with all of this stuff, right, that they've used to actually create their success. It's being bold, it's being courageous, it's taking action, it's recognizing opportunity. And oftentimes it's much like what I talked about, over the past couple of days. It's recognizing timing and leveraging timing as an edge, getting ahead of the wave, right, versus behind it, right, and trying to catch up. Not that it's impossible, right, but again, riding the wave is so much easier, right? Literally, it's less work on your part because you're riding a wave, right, versus way back here where you're catching up. right? And again, you're having to do so much of the work because the wave is so much far ahead of you. All right. It's important for you to know it's available to all. Again, it doesn't matter. That's why for me, my work is so important, is even though I do attract people from all walks of life, which I love, right? In life, period, right? There is a disadvantage. Like there is a known disadvantage. And again, oftentimes, see, I don't allow it to be a disadvantage for me, but we know it's there. And so when I know things are holding people back, oftentimes I immediately know, right? It's because of a disadvantage they feel is just already there, and they hold on to that, or they play more into it, right? Versus like having the mindset of I'll do whatever I've got to do, right? I believe in my success that much. I'll do whatever I've got to do. Like again, I can't explain it like as clear as I want to. I don't think anyone will get what I'm saying, because I think it was like it's really meant for me. But when I saw this, it just made sense. I'm like, I'm not going to allow an opportunity to get away from me. I'm going to ride this wave. I understand the importance of only an X amount of members being in this, which means only an X amount of people even know about this. I'm riding this. Right? Like I'm not going to allow like just this group of women, right, to be the select few that do this, right, that earn millions in a short period of time. I'm just not going to do it, right? Or six figures in a short period of time. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to sit back knowing, right? And again, it dawned on me. I'm not going to sit back and just let it happen. And oftentimes that's what we do. We sit back and we just let it happen. Or we make up all of the excuses for why it could never be us in the first place, right? And so here we go. We let something else just slide by us. I look at what I have in my hands when it comes to the roadmap and now PPM, and I'm like, I get so excited for how I'm equipped to help people really understand, right, what time it is and how to take advantage of this one way or another, how to take advantage of it, all right? It does take time, right? It does take work, and it does take planning, right? What do we do, right? We decide how we want to get started. Get started, pick your course, right? Start going through the course, start actually learning from it, right? You learn from it, you apply it directly back to your business. You can apply it back to your business in so many different ways. You can create content based upon what you're learning and allow that to be the attractor factor for people that are out there looking for what you have to offer. Right? You can be excited about what you have your hands on, but you learn from what it is that you invested in, right? This is digital marketing training, social media training, right? Like you're learning how to make money. How exciting is that? You get to turn right back around and tell people and share this excitement with others and let them know where they can get plugged into as well. Again, when you recognize there's an audience, a huge audience of people out there that might be a lot like you, right? That are out there looking for opportunity. They're looking for a way to start an online business, grow an online business in a very, very legit way. Maybe they've been met with all the schemes and the scams and the flighty opportunities, and they're looking for something solid, right? You can be that one by sharing it with them, all right? So you do have to recognize you got to invest time, right? You're going to invest your money, yes, because you got to get access to the information. You got to buy the course. Right? You got to buy or invest in the information. Then you're going to learn from it, and then you're going to apply it back to your business. All right. So you think about like where all of this is. I want to ask you, like, what is your option? Veronica says, Steph, you were speaking truth, and that is how we grow. Yes. Like and that's the thing I always say, conversations I have out in public like this, I've already had it with myself. Where it's like, I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like to myself, like, what's wrong? What about this are you not getting? Right? And so it's like, I never share these as like a sales pitch. I share these because yes, if it moves you to doing what you should do anyway, it's fantastic. These are already conversations I've had with myself. And again, part of my thing is I do want to be an inspiration for way more women of color that have set themselves back because of whatever limiting beliefs they have. Right? From whatever limiting beliefs they have. And you guys, another reason why I was like, and again, I hope this can help anyone else, because again, it's a comfort. Another reason why I was like, stuff like, it's time. You just got to act like you don't even have an email list, right? And this is, you guys, this is not my clients and my customers. Like, come on now. Like, you all know I'm not like shaking a tree and like just getting rid of everything. That's not at all what it means. But I have an email list where it's like, again, I get to monitor open rates, click rates. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not speaking the same language, that my email list wants anymore. And that's fine, because there's growth in all of it, right? But I also have to realize with stuff, it's probably a crutch for you as well, right? Where you really need to focus your time every single day is out there in the streets, right? Out there in the YouTube streets, out there on the Instagram streets, where there are brand new people that have yet to hear from you, that if they heard from you, they would likely buy today. I want you to write that down, right? Are you doing things and hanging out in places that are just comfortable for you? Like hoping that people that you want to take action will finally take action? No, though at this point, those are bonuses for me. For me, I had to remind myself, right? That's a comfort zone. It's a crutch, where there's a whole world out there on YouTube that I haven't even touched, a whole world of Instagram that doesn't even know I exist. That's where like 90% of my time needs to be, right? And so like that again was like a big wake up call for me. That was a big wake up call. And maybe that can help you guys as well if you're hanging on to something like just like, oh, it's a comfort zone or it's a crutch. No, you need to be where you can be discovered and where the awareness can be created, right? So again, listening to this tonight, right? Thinking about the very first thing, right? Digital marketing and how big it is, how vast it is, right? It's over $1 billion a day industry right now, all things considering, right? The online business market, digital marketing, e-learning, right? All of those things, right? Over $1 billion a day. In a couple of years, it's going to be a $2 billion a day industry. It's only grown. It's not new, but the simplification aspect in this. I said, here's the thing. What if you just ran with that moving forward? What if that just began to be your messaging, right? You grab hold of one of these courses and that's your messaging. We've simplified digital marketing for women like us, for people like us, for men like us, like whoever your ideal market is, right? We've simplified it. So now the playing field is level. Anyone that wants some can come get some. Anyone that wants to make money in this space can learn it and begin making money within days if they want to. Yeah, yes, and I say that because that needs to be the reality. That needs to be your expectation. If you've been, again, doing what you're doing for months and there's no traction, something does need to change. And with that being said, I'm going to talk now about some options of working with me. But in December, keep your eyes open, or if you're hearing this, come see me, because probably right after Thanksgiving, it'll either be Black Friday or Monday, I'm going to open up a very, very small private mentorship group for December, just a group of 10 people that want to work with me one-on-one. It's going to be at additional cost because my mentorship is not one-on-one. But there are people that have reached out and want more private help, more private guidance. And so I'm going to open up something very, very small. And it's going to be very, very, like, it's got the price point you're not even going to be able to believe, but it's going to give you access to me for the entire month of December if you do want one-on-one assistance. So if you're hearing that and you'd want a spot, just reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to share the details with you. So you got to ask yourself, like, what's your option? When you know all these things, right? What's your option? What do you do with this information now? Right? What do you do with the information? And again, that's along the lines of what I had to ask myself the other day. I said, so Steph, what do you do with this? You were just introduced to a program where there's less than 4,000 people. What do you do with that information? And I was like, I'm going to run with it. Like there was nothing to consider. I'm going to run with it because it's needed. People need to know about this as well. Do you guys know how many brands or companies, or how you want to look at it, that are under the Coca-Cola brand? Do you know like how many like companies or subsidiaries or under like a lot of these major brands and stuff. That so many major brands own like a lot of, again, other companies and brands and flavors and all these different individual things. That's how you've got to think about yourself. That's how you've got to think about you as a business. Right? At some point, that's where you want to grow to. That's how you want to look at it. You're not defined by anything that you're selling. Everything you sell is actually a solution. Right? So what's your option? Right? My recommendation, again, thinking about what we talked about tonight, which is never going to change from my language or my vocabulary. Right? Again, if you and I were having lunch together, we were sitting down, my question very simply to you would be, which course are you going to get started with? Which one's going to be the one that you're going to decide to invest in, that you're going to decide to learn from, and that you're going to decide to take action on and begin applying what it is you're learning back to your business, right? And again, you're from each of these courses, you're learning marketing skills. Which one are you going to market and share with other people? Which one are you going to pick to be the program where you tell people we've simplified the make money online process. We've simplified you learning digital marketing. We've simplified you making money on social media. We've simplified this. You know, I was listening to this guy I really, really like. He's been in the, he does really, really big business. And he was talking about, this was like just a couple of days prior to me deciding to buy PPM. And he was talking about social media. And he said he remembers buying Ty Lopez's social media course like many years ago. And he was walking in his live that night. He was walking through like how he, you know, went through the course and how he processed the information and how like he had talked about his team also getting access to the course. And a lot of them dropped the ball and didn't really help him with the process. But I'm like, wow, like he's sitting here documenting his story. And that's it. That's what all of us have our hands on right now. Like that same learning process. Like you realize that can be your story, right? And in 2023, I got my hands on like this digital marketing course, or I got my hands on this course over here, right? And it had master resale rights. And so I was so excited to learn what was in it. And because I learned what was in it and I really honed my marketing skills, right? I started getting set up and I started doing videos on YouTube, or I started going live, or I started doing, you know, TikToks or Instagrams or Facebook, and, you know, and all of a sudden my business just started taking off because other people wanted to do what I was doing. Like you guys, there's a story like that for each and every one of us, right? There's a story like that for each and every one of us. And that's exactly what I see, right? When I think about these courses, is that we simplify the fact that now anybody from any phase of life, no matter how young, no matter how old, can come in and pick this stuff up and begin learning it and can begin making money from it. Y'all, that's the thing. Can begin making money from it. Right? So what is your option going to be? All right. If you do want to learn more, the information's down below, and I'll share just a little bit about both, right? And or like how you can get your hands on both depending upon where you are right now in your decision-making process. All right. I own both of them. I have master resale rights to both of them. I can make money selling both of them. I'm having a lot of fun right now, like diving into PPM and really kind of like honing my skills as it pertains to social media. And I look forward to the challenge, right, of getting good at my marketing skills on Instagram, right? So like today and yesterday, I've been filming all of this like footage and B-rolls and stuff that I can actually use to make my reels easier. I've been writing all of my different reel ideas and my caption ideas and, you know, my hooks and all these individual things. Like I'm having so much fun, right? Like, again, just kind of like sharing my story and my journey and just coming from a different place with it all. Because I believe like there are thousands of me's out there on Instagram, right? I really, really believe there are thousands of me's out there on Instagram, right? One way or another that are going to be able to relate to the story that I'm sharing and are going to want a piece of this. Either they're going to recognize the timing aspect, or whether they're going to recognize the fact, oh my God, you have both courses. Can I buy both from you? Absolutely. Or, oh my gosh, you're on YouTube and now you're on Instagram. Like, I believe there are going to be women, right, that, again, that are so much like me, and they're going to find elements of my story, right, that they're going to cling to, and I'm going to give them reason, again, right, to dive into this and to know that they can do this too, because I have a course that has simplified this for you, right? I have a course that has simplified this for you, that you can learn this in a very simplified way and begin taking action and making money. So I'm excited. So with the roadmap, all right, the roadmap is a very, it's my baby. I love, because I have a digital marketing background, and I'm only where I am today because I learned digital marketing many, many years ago. And I learned the business of online business many, many years ago. It's what has kept me in business all of these years, come a lot of good times and bad times and fluctuation in markets and all kinds of stuff. It's kept me in business. It's always given me the ability to be able to make money. So that it's like A to Z, right? You're going to learn digital marketing and the business of online business from scratch, like from the ground up. If you know nothing about like the tech and automation, like building capture pages, and you need like done for you funnels and systems to help you with that, right? You're going to learn everything about digital marketing, the business of online business from the ground up. Highly recommend, cannot recommend enough. Again, it's something I wish I would have had when I first got started. All of the years it took me to acquire all the knowledge and develop all the skills, it's now packaged, right, in a very organized way within between 28 modules, right? That, again, it gives you everything that you need, right? Literally to go and build six figures, right, within your first 12 months, if that is what you want to do, if that is what you decide on. You have to decide on it, though. Okay. And I talk more about that in my little mentorship hub. All right. So that's the roadmap 2.0. That investment is $500. It comes with master resale rights, basically meaning if you don't have a business idea, that you can learn from the course and you can take what you learn, apply it to your business, and get out there, pick a platform, and begin to work on your marketing skills. And you can actually market the course and sell the course as your product. And you earn $500 every single time that you sell it, because the license allows you to sell it as your own. There is no middleman. It's your payment processors. You're selling it as your own. All right. So that's, and there's no monthly fees with any of them. There's no ongoing costs. They both are updated. All of that's there for you. All right. You join that with me now, and you get access to my mentorship hub, right, for all of 2024 as well, which includes office hours every Tuesday, my mentorship hub, which is packed full of resources and mentorship lessons and all kinds of extra stuff that you can dive into, again, to help you with all of this. So that comes included with it as well. In 2024, there will be a cost for that access to the hub and to office hours on Tuesdays if you want like that level of added support, just so you know. That's a bonus for action takers right now. With the Passive Profits Millionaire, that's really specific to making money through social media, digital products, and personal branding. All right. So like all of this is really about digital products, right? Because the roadmap is a digital product. It's a digital course that you sell. But you learn like digital marketing. You learn search engine optimization. You learn the various platforms that you can use. It's very, very extensive. All right. If you want to build a business based upon your own idea, we walk you through how to do all of that as well. Like everything that you would need to learn, there. With Passive Profits Millionaire, it's very specific with getting you set up like really, really fast. Like when you go to the sales page, I had that up within less than an hour, right? Because there's not these deep, long funnels that I had to learn how to put together. And even though I know these skills, if I was just getting started, it was very simple. It's very to the point. And it's all about developing your message, right? And marketing on social media. So really reels and your messaging and your personal branding. And again, like monetizing you through social media, which I think is so stinking brilliant. It's something I've sat on for many, many years because I just don't like social. I'm just going to be real. I do not like social, right? But I'm learning, right, why I need to embrace it. right? So I'm open to it. And again, I understand timing is an edge, and therefore I'm going to leverage it. It's not about what I like. My husband always says, facts don't care about feelings, right? And it's like, I'm not going to let other people sit on social and make, 6 figures every couple of months, right? Because they're leveraging timing and opportunity and all these individual things. And I have my isms and schisms around it. I'm just not going to do it. Right. And I hope that by me saying that, like I can inspire other people that just see it the same way. All right. That investment is $340. So far, I love it. It is an amazing course as well. Again, the way that I look at both of these is that we get to simplify the process of helping people make money online. And we give you an opportunity as well. We give you the ability to be able to sell the same course as your own and keep all of the money as if you were the creator. Like it's as if you created it, right? But you don't have to create it. You get to instantly sell it as your own. So the investment into that one is $340. And this one comes with training on how to use Canva. It gives you tons of Canva. It gives you Canva templates that you can actually use. It teaches you how to actually create a digital product in a very, very simplified way. Again, these things, you guys, the reason why I leverage these versus like my over-the-top trainings that I have is that I just flow different. And I know like the average person getting started needs it like in this way, in this simplified, condensed, like fundamental, foundational way, right? And so with Passive Profits Millionaire, that's what you get, right? You do learn how to create a digital product of your own, if that's what you want. If you want to have your own ebook. And y'all, for me, like I'm going back a little bit to the starting grounds, right? For myself. And I'm going to actually document my process of, starting from zero on Instagram. And I'm gonna create my own little guide, right, on how I've monetized Instagram starting from zero, right? Like my thought process on all the key points when it comes to monetizing on social media. And I'm gonna be sharing it from my perspective, like my thought processes, what I did, how I like everything. I think it's important. And that's what people love to buy. They love to buy like Veronica's story on how she did something, right? And so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm so excited about that. Veronica says, yes, you are inspiring us. Thank you. I mean, I can't help but just not share like what I'm doing. And I hope it can inspire other people. Now, here's the cool thing, all right? They're both master resale rights, which basically means you invest in them and you get the license to sell them as your own. So you get an immediate opportunity. If you are in the roadmap with me, or if you're on the fence, right? If you are in the roadmap or you join the roadmap, all right? Because I have master resale rights, it also means that I can give you, personal use of it as well. And that's what I've done. I'm almost done. I'm uploading the last module. So anyone that's in the roadmap with me, you will not have master resale rights to Passive Profits Millionaire, but you will be able to consume the content to actually learn from it. All right. So if you actually want to learn these things, right, in terms of like utilizing social media and the things that are in there, you'll be able to learn from the course, but you will have none of the resale opportunity attached to it. All right. So like that's a really great bonus that I'm adding to my mentorship hub, for all members. So it's a $647 value. We resell it at $340. It's there for you. And if you decide that you are like, I want to sell this as well, right, then you can decide to activate your resale license by just simply purchasing, right, the entire program like I purchased it for $340. All right. And again, I have a sweet deal in place for all of my members up to Black Friday. So you guys will definitely have time to actually check it out. And if you want to take advantage of it, again, I have a sweet offer for you guys when it comes to that. All right. So that's like 3 different ways that you can decide to partake in these courses. Buy them, right? Decide to buy one of them. All right. And again, we're simplifying the process of you learning how to make money online, no matter which way you go. All right. Buy one of them. You can decide to buy both of them and have master resale rights to both. You can decide to invest in the Roadmap 2.0 with me, right? And you invest in that, then you're also going to get personal use access to Passive Profits Millionaire, where you can consume the course. You just can't resell the course. All right. So I guess you could think that's like 4 different ways that you can actually decide to get access to the information. All right. If you have any questions whatsoever, let me know. Both of them do have the opportunity for you to pay through payment plans through Klarna and or Afterpay. All right. So they allow you to get started very simply. I think it's like, well, it depends on what you qualify for. So I'm not going to put out any numbers, but both of them do have that option if you want to get started in that way. If you are international, all right, if you're international, you're not able to use Afterpay or Klarna. So please come to me, like send me an email if you're serious, only if you're serious, right? And I can actually put an in-house payment plan together for you if you are international. All right, because I don't want you to miss out on either opportunity if that's the case for you, because you can't leverage those. Being international if you're outside of the States. All right. So just message me personally. I'll be more than happy to help you in that way if you do want to get started. All right. And I'm just going to share this really quickly, you guys, as we close out. If there's anyone here that has any questions, feel free to put it in the live chat. It's Sunday. I always call these vision call Sundays. And so I just wanted to kind of share like my mindset of treating this seriously and kind of like what I'm doing this week in my own business. Number one, for YouTube, I'm uploading a video every single day, right? So my subscribers have been growing. My email list has been growing by implementing this practice. And again, my money's growing, right? And so I'm uploading a video every day on YouTube, all right? That's my dedication to my business. My videos speak very specifically to my ideal target market. Those videos help me grow my email list. They help me grow my authority. They help me grow my brand. They help me grow my know, like, and trust. You guys, when you learn what it is that I know, right, again, from these courses, you'll realize that you can make money directly from your content, that you don't have to go through this process of like nurturing people for months and months and months and months. That literally you can create content and people can be so inspired and empowered to go ahead and buy from you like immediately. They really, really can. Again, if you get your content together, you get your messaging together, you get very, very specific and intentional, right? Like it can happen for you. That's the day and age that we are in. All right. And again, my mentorship hub, I talk a lot about that. I work a lot on that with you. So like I want you to trust me on this. Okay. It doesn't have to take you months and months and months and months. If it is taking you that, you need to work on you, right? Your content and your messaging and getting really clear on who you're actually talking to. You can change it around, right? If you decide to really work on you, right? And like finessing your skills when it comes to that. All right. I'm doing 3 reels a day, y'all, on Instagram. So that's starting tomorrow. And I'm to the point now, it's taking me about 15 to 20 minutes per reel. My challenge is to get it down to 10 minutes a reel. So I'll be in the mentorship group. I'll be sharing more with you guys how that process is coming and like what I'm actually doing to finesse my own reel making strategies from, the content to like everything that goes in that's involved in it. So you can actually like go on this journey with me and will help hold me accountable as well. And then on a daily basis, I'm constantly learning, honing my skills and growing in all ways, my audience, my email list, and my money. All right. So again, like I have my work cut out for me because I want to grow my business in this real way. I believe, 100K in 30 days. I keep saying these things and it's not what I think I mean, but okay, I'm receiving it. Right? Because I always say I am a $100,000 a month business. But right now, right, I have my goal, my focus locked in on 100K in the next 3 months. Right. And again, like I shared that because work is required. Right? Redefining our skills, refining our skills, really honing in on what it is that we want, making sure that we are in alignment with what it is that we want and we're positioned for these things to be able to happen to us, and then deciding to show up every single day, right? Living in our decisions, living in our choices, right? Implementing the right strategies and the right actions, and understanding that it's never just left up to us wanting it and praying for it or hoping for it, but we actually have to work for it. Like you have to work for it. And it's not always going to be easy, but I'm going to tell you this based on my 16 years of experience, we have simplified it. There is an easier way than the way it used to be to learn all this stuff. There is an easier way than the way it used to be to even earn in this way. Like there is an easier way. And either of these courses or both of these courses, right, will give you that ease, right, in knowing that you have training and a process and instructions that you can actually follow and implement, right, and even a mentor, right, that's there to help you, right, with this every step of the way, right? So it's like I said earlier, what are your options? Weigh your options, right, and take action, right? The way that you need to take action, or decide first, right? Decide based upon what your options are, right? Decide in a favorable way that's going to get you to what it is that you want or where it is you want to go. All right, you guys, people are slowing down right now because it's the holidays. I'm going to encourage you, right, to decide and stand strong behind your choices and your actions and ride this next month and a half out, right? A little less than a month and a half. Ride it out. Go strong. All gas, no brakes. Figure out what you want and decide to get it over these next 45 days. How about that? Or however many days we have left. How about that? All right? The time is going to go by anyway. What are you going to do with the time to leave it all out there during these final days of 2023? It's only going to make your 2024 that much richer. You're only going to go into 2024 with that much more momentum. Can I tell you guys something? I'll close it out with this. It's little things like this that always come back to my remembrance. In 2019, because it was right before COVID, 2019, I made some decisions in my business during the last quarter. And I put out a couple of really strong offers. And because a lot of people took action on those offers, my income went up a lot, right? And I had never knew Stripe had working capital or anything like that, right? And because that final quarter, I was like all gas, no brakes, right? And I made a lot of money during that quarter. Stripe sent me a notification letting me know that they wanted to give me $13,000 in working capital, right? Which is just really just money against. They look at what you earn and you just pay it back based out of the money that you make moving forward. But I was able to go into the new year. We need to think about this for a second. I was able to go into the new year because I think that I got the proceeds of that like in the beginning part of January. But then look what happened, right? The vid happened, right? Like what, right around March? Who would have knew? Like who would have knew? Right? So I say that because it's not about working capital. It's not about any of that. What it's about is the fact that you never know what lies ahead for you if you don't take action. You never know what's there for you. You never know how you can come up, right? Coming up can happen in so many different ways, right? Being blessed with extra funds for your business, inflow, you never know how it can happen for you. But what I will tell you, the only way that I've discovered that it ever happens in any way at all, no matter how you look at it, whether it's PayPal working capital, Stripe working capital, a client that seems to come out of nowhere and wants to pay you crazy amounts of money to work with you, right? Sales that begin to pop and you're like, where was that person all this time? The only way that I know that these things happen is always on, right? They're always on the back end of effort. They're always on the back end of some kind of action, period. So what are you going to decide? What are you going to choose? What are your options? What are your options if you don't? Again, that's how I had to look at it when I was deciding, Steph, is this, you really want to go this way? And what choice do I have? I want to grow in an expeditious way, right? Expeditiously. I want to grow fast. I want to grow strong. I want to grow big, right? What's available to others, I want available to me. I can't deny what's going on out there. I want it too. And I want it to prove to myself, to bless my household and to bless other people as well. I want to bless other people that can look at me and say, I really now believe what's possible. And I believe they're already seeing it, right? Which is sometimes what I said makes me sad when I'm like, they leave my life, because I don't know if they're just like, they feel some kind of way or it's triggering. But for me, it just means all gas, no brakes, because there are people out there that still want to be inspired by this. And they're still looking for it as, right, the reason for why they can. But remember, it's never, if she can do it, I can do it too. You've got to be willing to ask, what did you do? And are you willing to do the same things? That's what it comes down to. So if you want to learn more about either program, you're ready to simplify, right? Making money online, simplify the learning process, simplify the earning process, right? Both options are down below in the description. If you have any questions, right, on like stuff like I want it all, right, send me an email, right? And I'll give you, again, I'll spell the options out again for you in case you are confused, right? Or if you're like, Steph, based upon where I am, which one would you suggest, right? And I'll find out where you are, right? And I'll tell you which one I suggest based upon where you are, all right? But I want to encourage you to get in, right? I want to encourage you to get in, right? I really believe we have the answers here, right? It's already working. It's already happening for so many of us that are doing, right? If you know it's your time as well, decide to go, decide to take action. Hey, Melissa. Yes, exactly. Yes. You guys, and this is all that this is about, right? This is all that this is about. Just showing up every single day on your chosen platform or platforms and telling people why they must. Telling people why they must. All right, you guys, well, have a fantastic Sunday again. If you want to learn more about either program, go down below to the description. For those of you guys that are already in the roadmap with me, I'm going to be sending out an email tonight before I go to bed, giving you exact access to the actual course so you can actually begin to go through it, right? And actually you can begin to consume the content if you would desire. And like I said, if you love it, you're like, you know what, I want to sell this. I want MRR to this as well. Again, I'll in the email let you guys know what I have hooked up for you guys. It does expire on Black Friday, but I'll let you know what I have, hooked up for you guys in that way as well. All right. And again, for anyone that decides to get started with either program by close of business tonight, you also get to pick another Master Resale Rights digital product. I have 4 of them that I haven't released to the market yet. And I can let you know what those are about, and you can pick one of those just as a bonus for deciding to get started tonight. It's completely done. It's already set up. It's in Canva. All you got to do is just edit a couple of things to make it your own, and you have another digital product that you can sell. Right? That you can actually sell. So have a fantastic night, you guys. If you have any questions, again, both links are down below so you can check everything out. If you have any questions, just hit me up via email. I'll be more than happy to answer questions and help you in getting started. Remember the mentorship, right? It's running out. You get started now. Mentorship is included for all of 2024. You get started later and the mentorship is going to be at another, pretty significant investment for the year 2024. All right. So again, remember, timing is an edge in all things. Timing is an edge. All right. You know that you want it, get it. Right. You know that you want it. You know that you need it, get it. Right. Get it and let's go. All right. Have a great night, you guys. I will see y'all all throughout the week. I know it's a holiday week, but I'm going to still be here. I'm going to still be here. And I encourage each and every one of you guys to be out there every single day as well. Where others are sleeping, you're out there pressing on the gas. You're out there, all right, applying pressure. You're out there going after what it is that you want and inspiring and empowering other people that are relying upon you to be there in your information. All right. I had to step away and missed a few minutes. Yeah, you can go back and watch the replay for sure. It's not going nowhere. Canticia, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Yeah, you can go back and watch the replay. And if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out to me after you watch the replay. All right, guys, have a great night. I'll be around for just a little bit longer before I hit the sack. But I will see you guys back tomorrow for sure. Bye-bye.